Hai, selamat siang. Welcome back to Yes Education's Agent Training Webinar. Thank you banget udah datang di siang hari ini menjelang break lunch. Thank you banget udah datang. Kali ini kita punya training, kita mau product knowledge lagi dari Canberra Institute of Technology. Salah satu TAFE jurusan yang ada di Canberra. Banyak banget program vocational yang bisa diambil untuk anak-anak di Indonesia. Dari student-student dari Indonesia yang mau belajar di tempat. Banyak banget inquiry yang datang ke kita, ke Yes Education, tentang regional state. Jadi, bisa ditanyakan di sini tentang regional state, Canberra juga, tentang benefits tadi di Canberra, salah satu, bukan salah satu ya, salah satu kota di Australia yang memang nggak terlalu padat penduduknya seperti Sydney dan Melbourne, tetapi dekat sekali dengan Sydney dan Melbourne. Oke. Sebelum kita mau berkenalan jauh, di sini ada Jason dan juga Jason dari CIT. Sebelum kita berkenalan jauh dengan Jason dan juga program-program dari CIT, aku mau ingetin sekali lagi, kita punya program-program dari Education sebagai award buat teman-teman konselor dan juga agent partner kita. Ada fam trip buat nanti yang kita akan berangkat di bulan Mei atau April. Kita ada fam trip ke Australia, ke UK, dan juga ke Asia. Jadi buat teman-teman yang sudah nabung student, dalam tanda kutip nabung student ke Yes Education, kita akan kasih reward buat agent partner dan juga buat teman-teman konselor. Saya ingetin lagi, ada konselor reward, ada konselor insentif. Tolong di-remind ke regional marketing manager masing-masing. Ada saya, ada Reta, ada Farid, ada Franklin, ada Jasi, dan juga ada Susan. Silakan dikontak masing-masing untuk konselor insentifnya dari student kalian. Dan nggak perlu panjang lebar lagi di sini. So, today we got Jason from CIT. Jason, how are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Jason, we already here. We
Yep.
have 18. We have 18
Nice.
counselors from our agent
Yep.
partners. So, I think we can start.
Okay, no problem. I will
Yeah.
start to share my screen.
Let me know if you want to play the video, then I will share to you.
Okay, thank you so much. Hi, everyone. Can you see my presentation? Yep. Can you see my presentation right? Okay, that's good. So we can start. Thank you for the introduction, and hi everyone, nice to meet you. And I recently attending the events with Yes Education in Bali, but unfortunately I had left a little bit early because I have another commitment in Taiwan. So then I asked Feb to arrange this another training, and for who didn't have a chance to join the Yes Education events in Bali. So if you're interested in promoting the VET sector or promoting the TAFE courses, and so I can probably provide more information about the CIT. So a little bit about myself, and my name is Jason Xu. I'm the Assistant Director for Global Student Recruitment and Partnership. Has been working with the CIT almost 2 years, but has been working for the international education in the last 20 years. So I also work with the agents before, like La Trobe University, University of Wollongong, Navitas, and also ECA. So I have been working a lot of different places, but now I'm working for TAFE. And I think TAFE is kind of the ignore providers in the international education, because every student come to Australia, they want to study high education. But actually the TAFE providing a lot of the opportunities and also the pathways for students who want to either get a job in Australia or go back to overseas, or go back to their home country, or go to third country to find a job, or they can continue to study in Australia. So actually, it's quite popular for even domestic student, not so popular for international student yet. But I think a few years ago, because the PR driven, so that time a lot of students looking for study in a private college or TAFE because of the PR pathway. But at the moment, I think also because of the visa challenge, and that we see less and less student, which is good or bad, depends really how you say it. So today I want to give you a bit of the more of an introduction about CIT and also why should a student come study TAFE, what's cost available for student to study, and why should a student come to study in Canberra rather than go to Sydney or Melbourne, for example. Okay, so why do students should come to study in Canberra? And I know, especially for Indonesia students, it's very popular for students to Sydney or Melbourne because it's big city. And at the end of the day, I totally understand, why should a student choose to study in the big city? Maybe they have friends there, they have the community there, they have their connection there. But sometimes I remember I met some of the international students and they told me, oh, for example, if I'm in China or maybe I'm in Nepal, and then they told me, no, I don't want to study Australia. I want to study in Europe. I asked them a reason why you don't want to study Australia. They told me, oh, there are so many Chinese students or there's so many Nepalese students in the class. So they don't want to study in the environment where they're familiar. They probably feel like, oh, I'm just living in another Indonesia community in Australia. So I guess this is sometimes some student or parents, they want to their kids go somewhere less of the Asian community. Is really give them a chance to experience Australia, to improve their English, and also to have more of a wider experience about international education. So I think definitely Canberra is a better choice compared to Sydney or Melbourne, because we have students from all different countries, and we have 110 different 110 countries embassy based in Canberra. So sometimes our students, when they study in Canberra, they easily to meet someone who is the ambassador daughter or son, or who has family or relative working for the the embassies, or maybe some country called High Commission. So this is part of a Canberra community, and definitely is a very safe and high quality lifestyle. And comparing Sydney or Melbourne, because Canberra, if you know a bit of Australia history, Canberra is a newly planned city and well and established, because they are built later. They wouldn't have a lot of problem like a traffic, or they don't have the problem too crowded. So this is providing really the best of the safe and quality for the student who want to come to study in Canberra. And then also other things like more affordable compared to Sydney or Melbourne, and more job opportunities. And when I say the job opportunities, and I think people will say, for sure, there's more job in Sydney or Melbourne. Totally 100% agree with that. But same time, you should also be aware there's a lot of people to apply in the job. And I read one of the article, they're talking about the easiest place to find job in Australia is Canberra. Because when they're advertising one position, they maybe have 20 or 30 applicants. But when they're advertising one position in Sydney or Melbourne, there's 100 applications. So that means you will have less chance even to get a short list and interviewed. So this is something, it depends on what really student and parents looking for. If they're looking for, less Asian community, more engaging with the local community, more improve the English and more quality about their lifestyle, and the more, people who surrounding is with all the high class and the high educated people, high income people, definitely Canberra is the better choice. So why should study Canberra? This is other benefits. And we has been ranked the #1 in the world for best city for quality of life. And this is by the Oxford Economic Ranking. Last year we was #2, and this year was #1, the best city for the quality of life in #1. So what's the quality of life? They are comparing many different ways. For example, about education, transportation, health system, job opportunity, and also include the resident return and stay. So for example, people who come to Sydney or Melbourne, or maybe they they move other place, but people who come to live in Canberra, and then they're likely to stay there for longer. So this is part of the best quality of life. And then the others, like for example, we are also the most of educated city in Australia and the most highly, like a workplace. This means we have the lowest employee in Australia, the highest of average full-time salary income, and one of the third people who are based in Canberra, working in Canberra, working for the Australia Public Service, which means they're providing a lot of other job opportunities for international students to working for the hospitality industry or service industry. So I think this is a kind of the benefits, for students who looking forward to study alternatively Canberra, Sydney, or Melbourne. So now I will probably ask Fabric to play a video about Canberra, because I cannot share indeed want to have the sound. So I will stop sharing and then he can play the video for the Canberra.
All right, I will share the video.
This city lets you do more than just continue your education. Canberra lets you make your mark and live while you learn. It lets you create your future in a city for students in balance with nature. Whoever you are and wherever you're from, you'll find your people, your chosen few, to do the things you want to be more than O Week or open days, to just be open to hiking, biking, kayaking, and art and festivals that feed your mind, your ears, your eyes, your appetite. This knowledge capital offers the brightest minds and peaks to climb, fun at dusk and runs at dawn. It's a city to find yourself and define yourself, to feel a sense of belonging, an open, immense welcome here in the heart of this nation, in Canberra. More than an education. This city lets you do more than just continue your education.
So now I will continue to share.
Back to you, Jason.
Yep.
Or continue to the next video.
No, it's fine.
All
Okay,
right.
so everyone now can see the cost of living in Canberra. I think that's the key of the factor when students want to study, overseas, especially with targeting those students, probably they are not the wealthiest students, but they still academically perform is okay, and they kind of like affordable, but not really, to like pay very expensive for tuition fee and also for the the cost of living. So a bit of the detail about cost of living compared to Sydney or Melbourne. You can see for students who want to stay in Canberra, if they want to stay in the shared accommodation, have their own bedroom, so generally it's about 180 to 300. And I sometimes ask, lots of the council, they probably have lots of experience sending the student to Sydney. For example, in Mascot in Sydney, there's a big of like a Indonesia community there. If you want to rent a two bathroom apartment in Mascot, will be generally over 1,100 or 1,200, which means if you want to have your own room, will be $600 per week. So comparing Canberra, will be half of the price you can have your own room. So if you pay the same price, but in Sydney, you will be sharing the room, or maybe you'll stay in the living room. So that's a different kind of the, like the quality, like providing to the student. But your income in Canberra, on the other hand, is much higher. And also later, I will introduce the tuition fee to study in TAFE is much lower. So that's why I said that, we are targeting to the students who want to study, but if they don't have a, like the best affordability to afford more expensive CIT or the tuition fee. So others, we also have on-campus accommodation. Students can stay on campus accommodation. They don't need to pay the transportation. They can pretty much walk into the classroom or everything. And for the single room, you have your own single room, and the per room is $205 per week. I think for others, like cost pretty much the same wherever you stay in Australia. the only another huge saving is transportation. If you stay in Canberra as international student, you are qualified for the student discount when you take a public transport. And also there's a cap for everyone stay in Canberra. So they have like a 40 cap per month. So if you take more than 40 trips, then you don't need to pay anymore. So this is quite a bit of benefits for students who stay there. But some of the students who come to study in Canberra, mostly they probably prefer have their own car because it's much freedom. And also the city driving is quite easy. They all connect very well, as I said before. It's well-planned city. So wherever you go, even doesn't matter, bit long, distance a bit longer, but you're still probably 10 or 15 minutes, maximum 20 minutes, you can get like where you want to go. Okay, so why should a student come to Canberra Institute of Technology? We are the TAFE in Canberra, in ACT. We don't call TAFE like, name in New South Wales or TAFE Queensland. So we just call CIT, but we are the public TAFE. We have almost like 100 years experience. We started to, we established since 1928, but started a separate international student by 1988. And we currently have 18,000 students enrolled with us. I tell you a bit of fun fact. For the undergraduate student, for the student who passed the high school, we are the largest provider in Canberra. We have more of students who comes to study with us rather than University of Canberra and also ANU. And in terms of the size, and we are bigger than the UC. So UC is 17,000 in total. We have 18,000 in total. So we're actually larger than University of Canberra. And we also constantly win the award for the largest registered training organization of the year in Canberra for the last 10 years. And world-class facility, I think probably everyone told you that, but I will show you later and how our newcomers, that is really impressive, and they really the state of the art. Our course area, so we pretty much cover all the domestic student, what area they need, but unfortunately, not all the courses are available to international student, unless sometimes students who are already in Australia, they holding a valid visa, they can enroll the course more than international student visa enrolled, because if they are on the 485, for example, they can enroll lots of different courses. But if they are international student from offshore, they can only limit enroll the certain program, so which I will be introduced shortly. First one, it's been very, very popular. I think it's still quite popular in Indonesia for the commercial cookery, right? Yeah, so commercial cookery is 2 years courses, and I think if you're sending any student to study Australia, you know that's the 2 years is a minimum requirement, because once they complete the 2-year study, they can get a 485 visa. And so for us, it's the package certificate 3, commercial cookery, and then also 6 months of the kitchen management, 6 months diploma. So in total, it's 2 years. And then student will be able to get like a 1 year of the 485. So if they have 1 year working experience, and then they can get like a, for example, sponsor to, working and get a PR to stay in Australia. I think we still have a number of students from Indonesia. Majority, I think most of them go to senior Melbourne, but sometimes if you're like, student who want to probably looking for some different place, or maybe, as I mentioned earlier, less Asian community, less of the competitive, they can come to study Canberra. And the huge benefits of study with us is actually majority of students study with us. You will be studying with local student. So that's comparing, if you study private college, maybe sometimes a purely international student, or maybe all student from Nepal, or maybe, like there's student from mostly some of the overseas countries, but majority of the students study with us is domestic student. Also, we have our full or fully equipped kitchen, and also 1 commercial restaurant, so student can doing the placement there. More importantly, we will be allocated 600 hours paid placement for student. So that means a student will study with us for the commercial cookery. They get more qualified hours to work, and then they get paid, especially for students who want to earn a bit more from their part-time job. So they get a better chance to study with us. And also, Canberra is the most of the restaurant per capita in Australia, because there's a lot of politicians. At the end of the day, we still are the politically capital center. So all Australia political or internationally, they come to Canberra. So they need to go to eat in the restaurant. So there actually a lot of restaurant, and the students have a better chance and a better job, about better opportunities to find a job. So the fee you can see, so for totally 2 years, will be roughly around like 40,000, so 20,000 1 year. So for totally 2 years, will be 40,000. If students are not working hard and during the semester break or whatever, they can working, and also they add extra working hours. So pretty much a lot of students can even offset their living costs and some of the tuition fees. Yeah. Another popular program is Diploma of Nursing, and it has always been popular one. And we also have a full intake a year, and sometimes the course will be full quite early. So the benefits for the combined study Diploma of Nursing or Bachelor of Nursing is, so if a student who study Diploma of Nursing, once they complete that, they can continue study another 2 years for Bachelor of Nursing, totally 3.5 years. And but students say, oh, if I go to bachelor directly, it will be 3 years. Why to do half year more? So the half year more give you a lot of huge benefits. Number one, especially for students who from overseas, your English is like second language, and study nursing actually is quite hard. So 1.5 year you're doing equivalent university 1 year courses. It's a slow paced learning, more in-depth learning, and also you have lots of chance to learning things as well. And this funny part is some of our students went to the hospital doing the practice, and then they met some university student. So the university student constantly asked them how to do the job, and then they come back and just laugh, say why actually they don't know how to do such things. But then comparing when you study nursing with us, it's like probably only 10 or 15 students in one group. But when you compare university year one, it's a large group. So of course, if a student who academically not strong, English is not strong, sometimes they get failed from the first year. There's also a lot of the spots available for students who transfer from diploma of nursing to second year for the nursing. So that's the first benefit. The second huge benefit is once you complete diploma of nursing, you will be qualified to do the nursing job as an enrolled nurse. Because when you finish the diploma of nursing, meet the requirement, and you can do the registration as an enrolled nurse. So during your 2-year bachelor degree study, you are qualified to do the job, and your pay is much, much higher. And also you're working for the weekend and working for the night shift, you get much higher pay. However, if you directly go to university year one, even you complete year one and complete year two, but you're not qualified to do the job, you can work in there as a casual, probably doing some cleaning or whatever other job, but you are not qualified as a nurse. So financially, you will have huge a return. And also the third part, even though you pay 1.5 year, probably around 28,000, but comparing university year one fee, you still actually pay less. So this is the benefits. And we also have the best of facility for students to do to study nursing with us, because when I met our a lecturer and the teacher, they told me they used to be working for Alpha. They actually doing the doing the assessment for all Australian nursing program, and they told me CIT, the nursing program, really had the best facility competing with any university. So you pay the less money, but enjoy the best facility and the best practice learning. Okay, certificate 3 in individual support, and I don't think an overseas student will be only come study this one for the 6 months. Generally, it's too short. But students who are come study this one, normally they will be packaged with a diploma of nursing. So our diploma of nursing required IELTS 7. And sometimes a student who doesn't get IELTS 7, and they can come to study certificate 3 in the individual support. There's 2 streams, aging or disability first. And then once you finish this is 1 semester, 6 months, and you get IELTS 7, so you can continue study diploma of nursing. So you still need to get IELTS 7, but then you ask question why I should come to study first, because some students probably can get 6 or 6.5, but to reach IELTS 7 is very challenging, right? So we give you a half year or 1 year time to do academic study, and then you will have much better chance to get your IELTS. And pretty much so far, all our students who package with us and they get IELTS 7, they continue study diploma of nursing. And so we have two options. One is if you get a 6.5, and you can do in the certificate 3 individual support package with diploma of nursing, so you get a 2 years visa. And if you only study this one, we also require 6. But if you want to package with the diploma of nursing, else will require 6.5, no academic, no band less than 6. If you get else 6, we also have another package option is you study 1 year with us for certificate 3 mental health. Mental health is 1 year, and the individual support is 6 months. So if you get 6, you study 1 year program and then 1.5 year nursing. If you IELTS 6.5, you study 6 months of the individual support and then diploma of nursing. However, if you study 6 or 6.5 diploma and then diploma of nursing, you cannot package with UC. If you get IELTS 7, so you can do package diploma of nursing and the package with UC for bachelor of nursing. If you don't get IELTS 7, so you study package with us. So either certificate 3, 2 years, or certificate 3 in mental health, 2.5 years. But once you complete the diploma of nursing, you can continue study bachelor of nursing in anywhere in Australia. You will be get 1 year credit. So this is just like the different of option. It really depends on your IELTS and then whether you 1 step or whether you have 2 steps. So it's yeah. So this is the option for student. Yeah. Okay. So our next program is diploma of IT. So I know probably less popular, but we still get some number of students from everywhere, like come to study diploma of IT. And the huge difference between us and also University Bachelor of IT is because we're actually teaching more hand-on learning, more project basis, and a lot of students who finish bachelor degree, they still come to study with us because what they get the theory study in the university and they don't really know how to do the job. Because for us, we include a lot of the material from like a Cisco, from Microsoft. So student even can get additional certificate from Cisco or Microsoft because our material, the training material is the same. So you can just sit in the additional exam, get more of certificate. Those certificate and experience will much of help you to find job much easier. Comparing, you just receive the bachelor degree, and the total fee is actually much also cheaper than comparing university. We can still package with the UC, but you will be only receive 1 year credit. So it really depends on the student. You want to do the bachelor, or you want to do diploma, or you want to do both. Okay. Diploma of Early Childhood Education and Care is another popular program with the CIT. So our number 1 is nursing. I think at number 2 at the moment is Early Childhood Care Education and Care. Maybe number 3 is commercial cookery. So this is still the top of the 3 because of the immigration pathway courses for international students to choose to study with a TAFE like a CIT. So once you complete the study with us, there's like a couple of different options. But first, I want to say, our diploma of early childhood education care is a 2-year program, include the certificate 3 and also diploma of early childhood education and care. So once the student complete this one, the huge benefit is they can continue study Bachelor of Early Childhood Education at University of Canberra. You will have 2 options. One option is to study Bachelor of Early Childhood Education, birth to 5. So this one is a 3-year program. And because you complete 2-year diploma at CIT, then you will get 1 year credit at UC. So that means 2 plus 2, you will get a 4 years student visa. And the other one is most popular one for students to study with us is the Bachelor of Early Childhood Education, Primary Education. So this one is a 4 years program. Once a student finish high school, if they continue study this one, will be 4 years. And the 4 years, but the requirement is you have to get IELTS 7, 7, 8, 8. And I'm not sure if how many students will be willing to get that IELTS from overseas, unless you study international school from year 1 to year 12. Otherwise, even in Australia, many students who finished the high school in ACT, they still couldn't get this one to study at the UC. So the alternative pathway for them is to come to study with us for 2 years. When you complete these 2 years, so UC doesn't require your IELTS 7, 7, and 8. So once you complete this one, you can just continue study your Bachelor of Early Childhood Education, Primary Education. And then once you complete these courses, you can be a registered teacher to teach in Australia. And also there's no IELTS requirement because you already studied 5 years in Australia. So the other benefit is if you understand a bit of the ACT migration system, we have the metric system. So if you stay like longer, you will get more points. This is quite different of the system to getting the points. So that's why it's actually being popular for many of the overseas students come to study with us for 2+2 or 2+3. So 2+2, similar program, probably you can competing with TAFE New South Wales. They also offering Bachelor of Early Childhood Education for 4 years, but that one is just for the early childhood care. It's not for teaching qualification. So same for us if you study 2 years with us and then 2 years with the UC. But for us, the benefits is you receive a bachelor degree in case from university, in case, if you want to go to third country to work, or if you want to go back to Indonesia to become maybe the manager or the director for the early childhood care education center. I think the TAFE degree, the university degree is much better than the TAFE degree. So for Australia, diploma qualifications is already fine, but for the internationally, if you can study 4 years with us and you see, and will be get a 2 diploma and bachelor from the university and with the top rank. But if you just study TAFE New South Wales, 4 years will be get 1 of the from TAFE. So I think this is how the outcome difference. And if you study 5 years with us, you will get a teaching qualification. You can teach in many countries. You can get a PR in Australia. You can get a job and a PR right away after you study. So that's why the reason and our early childhood education can become more popular. And I did especially mention, but I think everyone should already know Canberra is the regional area. So students will get extra points, extra 485, everything the benefits there. Especially for students who stay longer, the longer stay in Canberra, you will have more chance to get a PR. Okay. And the other one is the Diploma of Graphic Design. So we have 2 streams at the moment, Diploma of Graphic Design or Advanced Diploma of Graphic Design, and also the Diploma of Visual Arts. If you complete Advanced Diploma with us, then you will be get 2-year credit and study at the UCA, just study 1 year, get a bachelor degree. So this one is the best value for money if a student who want to study graphic design. Comparing 3 years directly study Bachelor of Graphic Design at the uni, you will save in 1 year tuition fee. So the 1 year tuition fee will be 35,000 or something. Because for study us 2 years, you get a 1 year credit. At the same time, you get a 2 qualification, you get much more practice, more hand-on learning in the first 2 years. And we have really the best of the facility for study graphic design because we recently moved to our new campus. They're doing a lot of the, the facility update, and if a student who understand public graphic design go there have a look, and you will definitely see the huge of the benefits for study these courses with us. And we will do a bit of the student and also the previous of the teacher art exhibition by the end of this year. We will definitely send more information to you. Okay, so the entry requirement for us, at the moment, we don't accept a student who under 18. So students have to minimum 18 years old and have to complete a high school. And the IELTS requirement depends on the program. So generally it's a 6, no band less than 5.5 or 5. We also accept all others equivalent to IELTS 6. And also we accept general English as well, besides for nursing. And we also ask the student to prepare the GIS statement. And sometimes the student also need to do LLND test. If they are mature age, for example, if they already completed a bachelor degree, we also need the student have the CV, and then need the student have some relevant background or a story to tell us. For example, maybe say, why you want to study early childhood, let's say, for example, I studied Bachelor of Teaching in Indonesia, but now I couldn't find a job, and I find actually teaching the young kids is my passion, or maybe I always look after my auntie the kids, whatever. You have to make some of the related to the story. Let us believe like you will be able to do this course, and immigration will give you the visa. So the finance we generally request students have 12 months of the living cost and plus the the tuition fee. So student can do the package offer with UC, so they can apply in the higher education visa. So they don't have to really just apply in the TAPE, unless if the course, for example, if you study our package diploma of nursing with individual support, you will have to apply in the VET sector visa. But if you study, let's say, for example, early childhood education with Bachelor of Early Childhood Education with UC, so student will be applying the higher education visa, and you will get 4 years or 5 years. Our campus, we have 5 campuses in Canberra, and only 2 of them available to international students. One is campus we call Bruce. So Bruce is just next to the University of Canberra, also north side of hospital. So all our courses relate to the health related. For example, if students study early childhood education, individual support, and nursing, will be based in our Bruce campus. And then we have this bit of like our campus video tour. So now I stop sharing and I ask Fabric to share the video.
All right, Jason. I will share the video.
Yes, please. No sound?
All right.
Okay, thank you. And now I share, continue. Okay, so if you see the video before, this is a lot of actually captured from our CIT Bruce campus. And I mentioned we have 2 campuses available for international students. We used to have another campus in the city, but at the moment it's become UNSW Canberra. As you guys know, they have built a new campus in Canberra. And so we move, this is very new of the campus called CIT Walden. We just moved there in July this year. So all the students who started July this year, or maybe they start some of the program, they all have transferred to this very new campus. So this is a bit of like the campus. Before the photo was the design photo, like the by AI or by whatever. But this is the real photo. So you can see actually this is really the new, very new, and also all the facility there is really the top of the best. I've been there. I'm quite impressive. Like for students, how much they pay, and they really enjoy the best facility in the world. So the Walden, this suburb, a little bit introduction. They also have a Westfield just opposite of our campus. If you came to Australia before, or if you stay Australia like longer, you know, the Westfield is like a big of the shopping mall. Generally, wherever the Westfield is stay in the kind of like a city center, or you know, the new CBD. So the Walden is a kind of like the second of the CBD for like a Canberra, and roughly around 15 minutes from city center. And you know, this is still a lot of high-rise building, apartment, and also shopping mall. And you know, student can probably easily to find part-time job in the Westfield, because Westfield generally they have like, you know, David Jones, or they have Maya, they have lots of food court, they have lots of different store, etc. So our student even can get a discount from there as well. Yeah, so this is a bit of like a further about what's program available at Walden. So for example, if a student study graphic design, if they study IT, and if they study, let's say, hairdressing or cookery, they will be in our new CIT Walden campus. And you can also see one of student in the kitchen. So we have there one of the commercial restaurant open to public, and also for the student. So another benefit for students who study in the Walden campus, they could get lots of discount. For example, if they want to do the haircut, we have students do the hairdressing, they can do the haircut, get $5. If they want to eat some of proper meal, and every Friday, for example, after our student commercial cookery student cooking, so they will be selling the food also for $5. So you not only saving the living cost, saving like your tuition fee and earning good money, but same time you also saving money for, you know, haircut, and they also have massage, have beauty. There's all to open to student and also to the public. And as long as if you want to enjoy, you get lots of the benefits for study there. Okay, so that's pretty much all about CIT and Canberra, and also about our courses. So you can see there's a link here. So this is all like our courses update on 2026. I will share on the chat box, so you can just click that link. You will see all our courses available in 2026 and what's their tuition fee. But I also will share my presentation to Yes Education, and they can share with you. If you have any questions, please contact Yes Education, and they will be like, you know, checking with me. But in the meantime, if you have any question for today, I'm happy to answer.
All right. Thank you, Jason. It's very interesting, especially for the pathway for the nursing, because as you mentioned before, nursing, hospitality, childcare education is now is growing for Indonesia students.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're looking for opportunity to getting the visa 485 visa. So currently these three type of courses is still looking, especially that you offer the interesting package, which still, as you mentioned,
As you see,
this is not easy to get the 7.0 IELTS. So you have package from individual support and, sorry, can you come again for another one? Package for the diploma of nursing.
Yeah.
Yeah, individual support, certificate individual support.
That's right. And also mental health. Mental health
Mental
is
health.
1 year package for diploma of nursing. So IELTS 6, mental health with diploma of nursing 2.5 years. If 6.5, individual support, there are two streams. One is aging, one is disability, and then diploma of nursing 2 years. But if you get IELTS 7, so you can directly study diploma of nursing 1.5 years, or you want to do the package, will be 1.5 year plus 2 years, so totally 3.5 years. Yeah, so there's 3 different options.
Okay.
Plus, yeah.
All right. If the students choose for certificate 3 individual support with 6.0 IELTS requirement, right?
Yeah.
If they continue to and getting package with the diploma of nursing, do they need to retake the IELTS to getting 7?
Yeah, they need.
All
Because
right.
that's the requirement for students who study nursing by the alpha, and also because this is also the requirement for practice. Because when students go to the hospital to do the practice, they have to have the IELTS 7.
All right.
Yeah, but I think so far this is our popular offshore package option, and so far I didn't hear any student who finished 6 months didn't get the IELTS 7, because of the current IELTS requirement, is IELTS 3716.5, or you can do like an OET or PTE. So OET test, especially, quite different. Is they are specialized in the health like test. So if you have been studying for 1 semester and you passed academically, and you're actually learning a lot of relate to the words, actually it's much easier for them to get IELTS 7 than you just purely get to study English. Sometimes if you study English, actually it's in Australia more expensive. It will be $500 per week, and you study like 20 weeks will be 10,000 something. And if you're doing like individual support for 6 months, right? So you get IELTS 7, but you also have another huge benefit is during your diploma study or your bachelor degree study, you're already qualified to do the individual aged care job. Because aged care job, you must have certificate 3. And also aged care job is really high pay. And actually at the moment is big demand, the job big demand in Australia. So sometimes students could be get labor agreement, got sponsored. So you're providing yourself a lot of the extra opportunity to improve English, to pass academic course, to have different of the choice, different options for yourself. So I think this is the huge benefits. But and also as I mentioned, because Canberra is the regional area, and also there's less people there, and a much better chance opportunity for the student as well. Yeah.
All right. All right. All right. Just a quick note for our agent partners that joined for today's webinar. If you have any inquiries or have any questions, please do your questions on the chat box or Q&A box. Since we have 2 questions here on the chat box,
Yep.
I will read it to you. Yeah. Hi, Jason. So I would like to ask
Oh yeah.
the
So the
details.
first question, I think they ask about the florist.
Certificate. Yeah, floristry.
Floristry is not available to international student visa holder. If you're holding 485, for example, if you're holding different type of visa, then you can come to study florist, but not available to international student visa holder. Because as I said, there's a lot of students who are on the 485 or who currently study another institution in Canberra, or maybe they are on the diplomatic visa. They can come enroll floristry, but not for international student. The second question, is there any patisserie or baking? Yes, we have I didn't introduce probably in my presentation, but we do have what's called like a certificate 3 in the patisserie. So patisserie is 1 year, and then you will be study 1 subject from KG management, and then you will be study 6 months for diploma hospitality. So I think like the reason I didn't introduce especially is just because it's 1.5 year and it doesn't have certificate form. So it didn't meet a lot of students who want to get the PR pathway. But if a student who really interested in the patisserie, they can come study 1 year, that's fine. Or otherwise, they have to study 2.5 years. So the package will be totally, if you want to get a certificate for kitchen management, then there will be another year. So totally will be 2.5 years. So slightly bit longer than comparing, if a student who want to do 2 years. But by saying that, we have 20 students last year from Indonesia. They come study patisserie with us, but they got an Eastman scholarship to come study with us. Yeah.
All right.
I think that's the 2 questions
Any
from
other?
Q and A, and I answered the both of them. Yeah. So if you already have students who are currently in Australia, for example, they complete a bachelor degree, they want to do diploma of nursing. And one thing about us is actually we still pay students who are in Australia, not on the student visa, commission to the agents. Because, for example, if you're sending those students who are on the 485 visa to TAFE New South Wales, they don't take them as international students. Students still pay international fee, but they don't pay commission. So if you have any student who, I'm sure the agent, they already have lots of students who currently in Australia already, they finish like a bachelor degree, they want to continue stay, they don't have a chance to get a PR probably because they study Bachelor of Business. But if they get IELTS 7, they can come to study Diploma of Nursing with us for 1.5 years. And because the 485 visa is 2 years, so we will be covered the study period. And once you finish a Diploma of Nursing, you can easily find job. And Canberra also sometimes is still providing the sponsorship for EN to get a PR, to get a working visa, etc. So this is another chance for for promoting us. Yeah.
What about if the students already have working holiday visa and then it's about to end, about to expire, and then
We accept the working holiday
they
visa.
continue, they have plan to continue to study. Is it
Yeah,
possible
that's
for
fine.
them?
Yeah, that's fine. We accept the working holiday visa to change to student visa onshore. That's fine. Yeah.
So at the time they've expired the visa, so they can apply, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think there is patisserie, certificate 3, diploma and bachelor. Is it correct? On the Q&A section.
Okay, so I show probably you on the website. Just for a second. And let me share the screen. Okay, so this is the option for study the patisserie. So the certificate 3 is 1 year, and you study 2 semesters, and then you have to study one subject in the certificate 4 kitchen management, but you can concurrently study probably a diploma of hospitality management. So totally is like a 1.5 year or 2 years, but you won't be qualified to receive the certificate for kitchen management. So if you want to also receive a certificate for kitchen management, will be 2.5 years. So either you study certificate 3 diploma 1.5 year, or if you study 3 full qualification, that means like a certificate for kitchen management will be different price, will be same like this one. So you can see this one is a certificate for kitchen management for 1 semester is 10,000, and this one is only 2,000. So this is only one subject. Yeah, and so this is like for us the option. And then, of course, once you complete the diploma of hospitality management, you can continue study bachelor at UC. So we don't have a bachelor with us, so you can continue study bachelor of business at UC. You will probably get some credit to transfer there to study. Because before they have a bachelor of travel and tourism at UC, and then they will be give us 1 year credit. But at the moment, because the degree doesn't continue, and that we don't know what's the credit for student transfer to the bachelor of business year, but we will working on that. Does that answer your question? I think you asked about the patisserie one. Yeah.
So the student cannot get the package UE with bachelor, right? Student needs to stop until the diploma and then continue after
Bachelor.
they graduate. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, they have two options. One is you want to applying bachelor package with UC, and you need to pay 7,000 to UC, and you get a package COE, and you get a package visa, for example, whatever the time, 3 or 3.5 or 4 years. If you just want to, the other option is you just applying CIT, you will be finished study with us by diploma, then you get the 1 year or 1.5 year or 2 years visa.
Jason, can you tell us more about under 18 students? Do you accept that?
No, at the moment we don't accept the under 18 student, unfortunately. And I think the there's quite a lot of things we need to look after, but at the end of the day, probably not large number of students for the 18 student under 18. I constantly to push we should accept the under 18, but at the moment we still not accepting yet.
All right.
Uh,
Okay,
please,
another question. Please info about IT major, which is specific major for more smoothly getting PR.
Our IT is just the generic of information technology, and not really the specific of any area. We used to have like a cybersecurity, but not longer to available. Let me just give me a second. Let me check what's our IT specialization. That's the question. IT specialization. So our IT is really just the generic of the ICT, information communication and technology. And you will learn like, for example, technology, web, software, digital and animation, basic cloud computing, and basic cyber awareness, etc. So this is just continue like then you will be study from small to medium enterprise to support like ICT. And once in the diploma level, so you will probably more like in the administrator level. So from the very basic elementary until you'll be able to managing the ICT. So it's more about like a network and also support and administrating. So for example, mostly probably students finish the job, they will be working as an ICT supporter for the company or for the big organization. They have like, everyone, they call the ICT to support for their software or for their hardware. Yeah. What's the specialization otherwise a student interesting in the ICT area?
Mostly is information system or network engineering.
Okay.
Yes, Mas.
How about cybersecurity?
Yeah, still cybersecurity.
Popular? Okay. Because we are also the center of excellence for cybersecurity in TAFE in Australia, but we currently don't offering that to international yet, but we will consider. I think someone just asked whether we accept student visa rejection. Mostly the case we don't accept a student who has previous visa rejection, even they probably maybe applying America for visa rejection before, student visa rejection before, we don't accept. So mostly no. Any other questions?
All right. Any other questions, guys? So just reminding you guys that CIT is locating in Canberra. So Canberra is one of the regional state, right, Jason? So there is a beneficial for students looking to get the 485 visa.
Yeah, regional
Additional
points.
1 year, right?
Yeah. I think the other thing, sorry, I forgot like I mentioned. So Canberra location is, if you're not familiar with Australia, so Canberra is in between Sydney and Melbourne, but it's more closer to Sydney. So from Sydney, you can, so I remember like a couple questions at education events. And some people ask me, is there an airport in Canberra? Yes, we have airport. We also have international flight to Fiji at the moment. And we will sure have international flight also from Canberra to Doha. So, but domestic flight, they will connect pretty much every city. So if you're flying to Melbourne, you can change another flight to Canberra. Or if you're flying, for example, to Sydney, you have two options. One option is there's a bus directly from Sydney airport, 3 hours take you to Canberra. Otherwise, you can also change another flight. The flight will be generally around 40 minutes, 45 minutes flying to Canberra, or if your friends probably in Canberra, or if your friends see me, who probably providing you, oh, I can drive you to Canberra, probably like 2.5 hours, 3 hours, you can drive you to Canberra. So this is like a different of options. And the Canberra currently population is around nearly 500,000. It's not a big city. Sometimes I just comparing, say, kind of bit like a scenic, probably like Jakarta, and then Canberra like a Bandung. So this is the distance and also the city size. So you can probably be the further understand. And there's a lot of outdoor activities in Canberra. There's a lot of things you can do in Canberra as well. It's not just you say, oh, I come to study. There's nothing else I can do. Anything you want to do in Sydney or Melbourne, you can still do in Canberra. If you are not, for example, if you want to see Lady Gaga concert, probably they don't want to come to Canberra. Then you maybe have to go to Sydney. But otherwise, generally everything is available in Canberra as well. Yeah.
What about the part-time opportunity for the students to getting the part-time opportunity in Canberra?
Yeah, very good question. Very good question. I think I mentioned about in general job opportunities in Australia. In Canberra, it's much easier to find a job. So even at the moment, Canberra have a lot of job. People, probably working in Sydney or Melbourne. That means they don't have enough people to working in those jobs. So that's why there are a lot of people you're working for interstate. This is one thing. For the part-time job opportunity, as I mentioned, especially if you want to working for hospitality or service industry, pretty much it's all occupied by international student or backpacker or working holiday, because people who working in Canberra or who live in Canberra, they're all working for public service. So every one of third people in Australia in Canberra working for public service, which means they're working for governments. Because all the like the department in Australia, like Department of Defense or Department of Education, so everything is based in Canberra. Plus, ACT government is also based there. So one third people working for the public. So that means there's also providing a lot of opportunity. And I especially introduce as our new campus in the Woodland. The opposite is Westfield, and you can probably still find lots of part-time job. Maybe say working there as a like a in a shop or in the supermarket. And the interesting things, actually, one time I asked our Vietnamese agent, I said, oh, did your student all find a part-time job? And if they are working in a restaurant, in my mind, I asked them, do they working for the Vietnamese restaurant or do they working for the nail salon? Vietnamese is very famous for working for the nail salon, right? They do the pedicure, manicure. And then the answer is actually quite shocking. And then he said, yes, everyone get a job, but no one working for Vietnamese restaurant or with working for the salon. I said, why? They said because of the pay less. So all students are actually working for more Australia company. They're working for the supermarket, they're working for factory, they're working for hospital. They get much higher paid comparing working for the Asian community. I think this is another huge of benefits you sending to your student to study in Canberra, and they have much better quality of the life. Yeah.
Right. There is a question in the chat box on the after diploma CIT progression, so you see Bachelor of IT.
Yeah, we have the transfer arrangement. Yes, student can do the package and the transfer. Yeah, and then they get a 1 year credit.
To answering this, the next questions, is it only to the UC or can be another university outside the UC?
For diploma for nursing, our student used to be packaged with ACU as well, but ACU at the moment they don't issue the future 25, 26 or COE at the moment. And also we have graphic design, also IT, but not like a package arrangement, but student can get the credit to study at NU as well. So if you like a student wants to complete our diploma, I think the two is graphic design and also IT. They can continue study at NU, get a 1 year credit or something. Yeah. But NU doesn't give the package offer and the COE. So the package offer and the COE pretty much used to have UC and also ACU, but at the moment is pretty much most of them with UC. Yeah.
So let's say if they want to continue to ANU, so they just applying for the credit transfer, right?
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So guys, just reminder, there is a 2 university in Canberra, three. sorry, University of Canberra.
Two, yeah.
Yeah.
You can say 2 or more. So 2 is a UC and the
And
ANU, right?
ANU.
And also
Yeah.
both working with you guys. And then the other 2 is ACU.
ACU.
ACU is only have like a small campus there,
Small
and
campus. Yeah.
also Charles University also have a campus there, but it's
On small
also very
campus.
small. And now USW Canberra will be
Yeah,
offering
for the
degrees
army.
probably in 2 or 3 years, but at the moment it's pretty much only for the research student.
Yeah.
But in the future, I'm sure they will be also offering.
I think for the UNSW is only for local students because they only for defense force. Something.
No, for the research student, there are also some international student there, but they are doing the PhD research. So they get like Australia Defense of the scholarship to do there. So
Yeah. So the
Otherwise,
original Canberra isn't only for UC and the ANU. ANU is
the original,
Group of Eight University, right?
the original is only those 2 units. You are right, and also ANU is the top of 400 in the world and the top probably 1 or 2 or 3, depending on which year ranking in Australia. Yeah.
And then UC campus is located near the Bruce CIT campus, right?
We
Just
are
opposite.
next to each other, but still have to drive 5 minutes. Because Australia, the campus is so huge, and so it's not walking distance, but next to each other. Yeah, in the same suburb.
Correct. Very interesting. All right, amazing. So, guys, if there any student, any questions? Teman-teman, ada lagi yang ingin tanyakan? Oke, saya ngeliat di sini ada beberapa teman-teman dari agent partner yang mungkin sudah beberapa kali chat dengan saya dan juga Mas Farid. Kalau ada students atau ada inquiry tentang CIT atau tentang study in Canberra, please langsung aja chat ke saya atau ke Mas Farid, di sini ada. Jadi untuk ada inquiry apa aja, boleh tanyakan ke kita. Kalau tadi ada program yang belum jelas, minta dijelaskan lagi untuk linknya, untuk opportunity students-nya, please let us know. Kita akan bantu jawab. Dan untuk kalau misalnya mau konsultasi langsung dengan CIT, Jason, are you available to having a consultation online with the students from AG Japan?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Happy to do that. Yeah.
All right. So guys, if there are any students, so let us know. I will contact Jason so you can consultation with the students directly to the CIT program. Is there no other questions? So I will close the session now. Thank you for joining today, Jason. Thank you for the informative
organizing
sessions today. It's very insightful, very informative, especially for the study in Canberra and opportunity to getting the 4L5 courses. Bye, Jason. Thank you.
Bye.
Dan terima kasih buat teman-teman agent yang sudah datang siang hari ini. Kalau ada apa-apa, kalau ada pertanyaan, boleh langsung kontak saya atau Mas Farid. Sekali lagi, terima kasih dan see you di sesi berikutnya. Terima kasih, selamat siang.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you all.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you. Thank you, Mas Farid.